Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Asatara Bear, my co-teacher here, Leah Schaefer.
Welcome, everyone.
So, of course, we are here each week. We teach meditation, heart rhythm meditation method that comes out of Sufism. And this week we had this very shocking, unexpected thing that happened, which is a dear friend that we both worked with for a long time. Very unexpectedly, very suddenly passed away, and it's really it just highlights how much we sort of take life for granted, and and how fragile life is and how precious. And it I always connect it to, I mean, we have this horrible genocide in Palestine going on, that just so many people, I mean, tens of thousands of people right there, also experiencing some horrendous loss, and
Yeah.
of course, we all feel it, right? I mean, we're all connected. We're all one um, human family, and so we just wanted to sort of, tune in to all this and see if we can, I don't know, go through it, raise the vibration, connect together.
Yeah, thank you for um, leading us off, Asatar. Um, it's uh, it's really been very eye-opening. There's like Asatar saying, it's like there's these horrible things that happen all the time, and we all lose someone we love at some point, and
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, like Asatar and I are extremely lucky because the experiences we got to have with our friend are so extraordinary and so beautiful. The memories that we have, and so in that way, it's like it's a blessing that we could even have the life that we've had. And this is what's come up for me really strongly is that I've always kind of felt like I'm waiting for my life to happen. Like even though I get really excited about the things I'm doing, and even though like I love the things I'm doing a lot of the time these days, it's always like I'm like waiting for my life to start, or I'm waiting for that thing to happen, or I'm waiting, to find the perfect experience, and then my life will start, or something like this. It's like this strange feeling I have of never really understanding that I'm literally spending my life already, and I'm literally like the people that have been in my life, these are the people that I'm spending my life with.
yeah,
Um, and the experiences that we have with each other, they the feeling I have about it is like, especially with our friend, there was so much beauty that we created together. And me and Asatar and our friend, we um worked together, and we worked really hard to like create meditation events together. And so it was really beautiful, and it was also a complete mess, and it was so difficult. It was
we
it was
worked
so
very hard.
we cried and we laughed, and it was hard and it was ugly, and it was like, it was a mess, and it was also spectacular. And there were certain these moments of spectacular experiences, and we'd always like feel like we were never successful, because it was always like, I don't know about you, but it's hard to run a meditation school, okay? So like it's it's not an easy task.
It's like
And
when you set the ideals so high,
yeah.
you're going to fall short and you're going to experience that, like, daily kind of experience of failure, instead
y-
of kind of seeing it as like, well, every day we take a small step and then the steps add up, and, that's what success is built of, and I think we tended to, oh my God, it's like, they can never be big. The goal can never be big enough, and
yeah, we're
it's
never
not just psychologically, right?
never
It's
meeting the mark, never meeting the
never
mark,
meeting the mark. Yeah.
and but then now, like with this experience of loss, we understand that I understand that we did meet the mark. And like it's so beautiful. And um these experiences that we have with our closest people where we're creating together, they to me, they symbolize now these like golden threads that weave through our heart.
Mm,
And it's with the people in our life, and they weave through our heart so much that there's no separating anyone from our hearts once that's complete.
yeah.
And in this way, it feels to me, it feels like it's the very fabric of my muscles. It doesn't feel abstract at all. It feels very ingrained deeply in me. And so I
Mm,
feel like, not only are we fulfilling our life every single day, even when it's a mess, even when it's hard, but it's also that we're creating each other. Like, it's like through happening, through living, through experiencing, we're literally creating each other, because these memories go into ourselves, our souls, like they go into our hearts, into the deepest parts of ourselves. and and
absolutely.
this is and this is what we cherish. Like, this is what is to cherish in life, is every day that we have these experiences together.
And we have to remember the process,
Yeah.
I mean, we have to remember um, that wherever we're going, right, we're here now, you know, and
Yeah.
that's important. That's what we have, right? And I think our culture teaches us, this happily ever after, right? It's like, okay, once you get here, then you be happy or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's very easy to fall into that, and it's easy to forget. I mean, like you said so beautifully, our life is made of these moments, and and each one has a purpose, um,
Hmm.
wherever we are relative to our goals, right? Every moment is an opportunity. Every moment is precious. That's what life is made out of, these moments. And we have
Yeah.
our friend with us here, Akbar Kudus, um, saying some stuff. I'm not sure. Uh, Today is the Urs, day after the Urs, yes. Um, well, it's good to see you, my friend. I'm not following all of this exactly, but thank you for being with us. Uh,
Thank you. We love you. Thank
yeah.
you for turning up the volume with your presence.
It's one of the things that's interesting about, doing a show like this, and, seeing friends that we've known and sat with and, in person and so on. And, and then being in this more diffuse internet, kind of setting. But that's one of the reasons that we do it live, is that we get the feeling of, being together again, and,
Mhm.
to share that at a time when I think there's so much alienation and so much loneliness, that
Yeah.
to just feel connected, is a gift. I mean, that's why I do it, let's say. you know, I mean, of course, I hope people learn meditation, but if you get that feeling of being connected, then I'm happy.
Mhm.
Well, we should probably do some meditation. Okay?
That is why we're doing a show.
That's one reason, anyway. We're here. Well,
Alright. Mm.
so take your meditation posture and try to sit in a way that is upright, but relaxed. I like to have my knees on the level of my hips, or maybe a little bit lower. If they're higher, it creates a difficulty that you need a lot more tension in your back to sit up straight. And maybe just try to find that balance point where you're not leaning too far forward and not leaning too far back. You feel your weight is resting on your sits bones, and being your head feels suspended as if by a thread from the very top of your head. And then we tune into the breath. And the first step is simply to become aware of your breath. to notice that you're breathing, to feel your breath, to pay attention to your breath. The Sufis teach us that breath is life, breath is spirit, breath is our fundamental exchange of energy with the universe. And of course, one of the first things we notice about the breath is that it can be either conscious or unconscious. We do not need to pay attention to the breath in order to breathe, thank goodness. The breath will continue on anyway. But if we pay attention to the breath, we have the opportunity to understand ourselves on that level, to become conscious of our energy. And by changing the pattern of the breath, we have an opportunity to change our energy. And it's very powerful. And so I suggest that we work on our breath together. It's a lifelong journey to study the breath, to practice the breath. It just has tremendous benefit. So let's begin by making the breath deep. Mhm. And that means that as you breathe in, you allow your belly to expand. And as you breathe out, you allow your belly to contract. So you're breathing down deep in your body, also called abdominal breathing. And sometimes it's helpful to just take a breath in and just let it sigh out. Just the sigh is a very powerful breath for releasing tension, for releasing, this emotion that we're holding, or this way that we're keeping our armor on. And that is a deep breath, that energy. Usually, when we do that sigh, we breathe into the chest and then we release it, and the energy of the breath falls down deep into our body. Belly rising, belly falling, deep breathing. And then we work on making the breath slow. So just extend that inhalation and extend that exhalation, slowing the breath and focusing on the flow. We want the breath to flow. So no interruptions, no jaggedness, nothing that's not smooth. Smoothing your breath, you will smooth your energy as well. We hold ourselves back, we lock up our flow in all kinds of ways. if you practice this deep, slow breathing, you might find it's very relaxing, and that's good. But we also want to give the breath power. We want the breath to be a powerful exchange of energy. We want the breath to go deep and wide. We want the breath to go far, to raise us high, to take us into the infinite. And to do this, we want to make the breath rhythmic, heart centered, and full. And rhythmic means that the breath is the same length on the inhalation and exhalation. Because breath is an exchange of energy, and we want that exchange to be even. We want to give all that we can give, do all that we came here to do, become who we really are. Each one of us has that fundamental drive, and that is the exhalation. And we also want to receive, we want to be loved, we want to be replenished, we want to savor life, drink deeply of the water of life. And that is the inhalation. So we are making the breath rhythmic so that we can give more and receive more, so that we can become who we really are. And we want to focus this breath on our hearts, the energetic center, the spiritual center, the heart which holds our deepest aspirations, which holds our sense of the sacred, our image of God, that which makes us feel connected, feel love. We want to energize that center with our breath. And we can do this by breathing in tune with the heartbeat. So, feeling your heartbeat and breathing in for the same number of beats as you breathe out. Now, this is difficult. I know I'm asking a lot here and asking you to do this because I'm asking you to breathe very differently than how you normally breathe. It's a bit like learning an instrument or changing the way you walk. It's difficult, but it gives your mind something to do. It gives your mind a task, and your mind likes to have a task. Helps you stay focused. Just as a musician must focus on learning the instrument and producing the chords and so forth. And then once you have that, you move that into the background and focus on the feeling. And the final step is to make the breath full. So really squeeze your abdominal muscles as you exhale. Squeeze out all of the breath. And then open and expand first in the belly, allowing the belly to blow up like a big balloon, and then the sides of the body, and feeling the ribs expand, and all the way up into the chest. So now we are not just breathing in the belly, but we are breathing in the belly and then completing the breath by expanding into the chest as well. But both sides are important, and we don't want to lose that connection to the breathing in the belly. When you make your breath full, when you make your breath big, your breath becomes more powerful. And then it is necessary to make it slow, to keep focusing on that. Make the breath slow and smooth. Savor the energy of the breath. Cherish the breath. That is your life. Feel that each breath is bringing you closer to your infinite potential. And now reach out with your breath and connect to those you love. And as you breathe in, feel the ties that bind us, ties of love and affection. Tune into the ways that we are all connected and, in fact, are all one. Amazing how much room there is in our hearts, isn't it? And everyone who's ever made an impression on us, whatever that impression is in there on some level. Energize your heart with your breath. We do not seek to say, we do not teach, we do not believe, we do not experience that the heart is only good. The heart is all. If you say, oh no, the heart is only good, you see, life is not like that. Life is a mix of what we might call in one moment good and in another moment bad. As good and bad, of course, are relative terms and they depend on our point of view. Sometimes that changes. Sometimes we might see that something which we had thought was a disaster might end up being very grateful for later. We cannot see the whole picture, but the point is that your heart contains all, and times that can be difficult because you tune into your heart and you feel pain. Tune into my heart and I miss my friend. I feel the pain of that loss. I also feel my friend is with me. We cannot put our hearts in cages. We cannot say to our hearts, oh, only feel good things. Just like we can't go through life only eating whipped cream or something. But we can know that life has a purpose that is deep and mysterious and dynamic, that changes as we grow, which is good because the more we grow, the more we learn, the more we change, the more our perspective changes and we might make adjustments. We might change our heading, or we might do it with a different energy. So the moments where I'm sad and feel pain, I think this too has a purpose. Maybe I don't understand what it is in this moment, but that sense of purpose has meant so much to me, has kept me going when things feel very bleak. So maybe that is helpful for you. Maybe you feel that when you tune into your heart. It's in our desires, it's in our feelings. Your heart is the sacred vessel. And when you're ready, then you can end your meditation here. Mm. Mm.
Thank you. Well, this is the most difficult show we've ever done. To be This is
I
horribly
know
hard.
we promised people that meditation will be easy and blissful. I'm
God.
kidding. We never promised that, did we?
No one ever promised that the spiritual path or life would be easy, so no one
Yeah.
ever said that. No. Mm,
I think we
yeah,
promised that it would be real.
that we are doing. Um, you know, it's it's not so much like the spiritual becoming attuned with your own spirit and your own strong life force. It doesn't mean that you're not vulnerable. Um,
Yeah.
like, we talked last week about this like unbreakable concept, right? Um, but it's not that my heart doesn't break. It's that there's a part of me that continues, just like our friend, there's a part of her that continues
Yeah.
even after passing. And Asatar and I both feel her. Um, and that's the point. The point is more like our spirit experiences all of the full spectrum of being human, and yet it continues on.
Yeah.
Um, and in I think that there can be a misperception of spirituality where um, we become aloof or we rise above human suffering, and definitely not with the heart. When your heart, if you have it, I mean, you have one, but is it alive, right? And like when you have access to your heart, you will experience suffering. Um, and really, meditation can be an answer that to that suffering. But it doesn't mean that while we practice that we're not going to go through that suffering. Um,
Yeah. And
mm,
House Khan has some really wonderful, beautiful things to say about that, and that how much the pain that we go through makes us grow. Um,
mhm.
it would be so great if we could learn and grow and change from the positive, pleasurable experiences of life, but that isn't really what happens, is it? I mean, you know,
But we can have a lot of fun.
yeah,
Our friend,
it's
our
wonderful. Thank God for that, wonderful.
yeah, and
But it doesn't really change you very much, does it? It
it's
doesn't
important too.
necessarily deepen you. It's important.
It's
Yeah.
important too. But it's but but the pain is what it kind of breaks us open. So is
Yeah.
what it breaks us open to, like, it's almost as if, for me, Asatar, and you can tell me if it's the same for you, it's like when I get broken open and I turn toward my spiritual practices, or I turn toward meditation, or I turn toward the light again, rather than turning toward the darkness, turning toward the addictions, turning toward the isolation. When I turn toward the light, I end up emanating more light, more love. My heart gets bigger from the break.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's beautifully said. And yeah. And it's the
It's
human experience, I mean, it would it's life, right? Losing somebody is an experience that, we're all gonna have, right? Um, and it's not easy, right? But it does reveal something about that connection too.
yeah. It's almost like all the love in your heart like bursts open. for that all the love that you held in your heart somewhere. It just kind of like opens it all at one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly. Mm.
All right. Well, let's do another meditation together, friends.
All right.
Mm. Mm. Deepen your breathing. And feel your heartbeat as you breathe. And on a day like this, for Asatar and I, it's quite difficult to be with our hearts. It's difficult for us to breathe deeply because so much pain continues to release from our hearts when we do, because it's like then we're not holding it all in, bottling it all up. It really is such an act of courage to breathe deeply and to feel your heart, to choose to live, to choose to love our life enough to really live and not go on to some automation within ourselves, autopilot. And there's something so simple about deepening our breath and listening to our heart. It gives us the space and the stillness and the peace to be able to start to feel what our heart contains. Feel what your heart contains. Don't be afraid to be alive. One of my favorite quotes from Carl Jung, is I tried to hide behind the highest and coldest star, but the spirit of the depths found me and forced its bitter drink between my lips. He talked about how it's normal to be afraid of our depths because there's so much power within them, and there's so much of this feeling of, will I drown there? But there's no way to experience the depths of life without being in form as we are. This body, this mind, this heart, this soul, this light, the life force emanating through you. There's no other way to experience so much consciousness, so much highs and lows, the depths of life. You can't wait for it to happen. It's happening now. You, your body, your mind, with all of the different ends of that spectrum, the mess and the brilliance, the love and the pain. This is an opportunity. Your life is an opportunity to be alive and to feel and to experience life through consciousness, through a lens of consciousness. That your soul longs to feel. And so, even in the darkness and even in the depth, there's such a cause for celebration. There's such a beauty. There's so much beauty and there's so much tragedy all at once. And it's in our hearts all at once. So, breathe deep, full breath as you feel your heartbeat, as you feel your heart. Your one and only heart that will be this way, that will be as unique as you are today. You'll never be the same again. I don't know if reincarnation is a thing or not, but even if it is, you will never be you again. You are an expression of life that is so unique and so pure in a way. Like, it's like this all the all of the experiences that have made you you, not only your genetics, but your experiences and then your own personal will within those. And just feel that, feel how rare and precious you are. Feel that you and your life is something to cherish, even with these deep parts of ourselves. Even with our pain. We can cherish every breath, we can cherish every heartbeat. Instead of waiting for yourself to become your ideal or waiting for that perfect experience to happen. And then I want you to think about the experiences that make you you. So I know that you are having your own body, your own mind, but there's so many experiences that have made you you. And I want you to think about the ones that really you feel like they really made you you. Like maybe your brightest version of yourself, but you don't have to go with just good memories. Think about the experiences that feel like they allowed you to weave the tapestry of who you are. And there's millions of them. You can't think of them all. But just let the ones that come to you tonight come. And then I want you to think about the people. I want you to think about the people whose love and whose light really impacted you. Maybe they were a hard teacher, but maybe they really changed the course of you. Or maybe they were just a source of deep love. Or both. Think about all those people. And keep breathing. And keep feeling how your heart responds. It's like almost like you're breathing those memories, those moments, those experiences through you. There's been so many times in my life where it felt like somebody kind of plucked me out of what would have been this devastating path for me. Think about the people who really have impacted your heart, who have become the very tapestry of your own heart, of your own life. And feel how you cannot ever feel separate from them. No matter the distance, no matter the form or the formless, they are woven, woven into the muscles of your heart. Like golden threads. Maybe doing a few water breaths in through the nose, out through your mouth. Keep feeling them and keep feeling your heart. We create each other. We create each other in every moment, big or small. And you're an active part in creating other people's lives as well. And I want you to have a very strong heart, like a lion. I want you to be courageous because you are creating other people as well. You are part of the tapestry of other people's hearts. And I want you to come out of hiding and show up for that. To love. To love like you mean it, like you're doing it on purpose. Because people need some golden threads, they need some positive experiences to celebrate them, to help them know the gold in their own heart, and to help them create the gold in their own heart. Hearts of gold. Don't wait either, you know? Don't wait. Don't wait for the right time. Right now, care about the people you care about. Be kind to the people in front of you. And please, dear God, please do not hold back. You know, we all need mirrors in our life, and I think we're getting a lot of mirrors that are telling us we're not worthy of things like freedom and liberty, and we're not worthy of having all the things that a human desires and needs, like enough time to spend with our family and still be able to have a healthy body and be able to read and be able to learn and be able to cook and have all the time that we need for all of those things. No, we're like made to be in an office for however many hours a week. And it's great if you're working towards your own purpose and you want to do that and that's all you want to do, then that's wonderful. But I just, we need mirrors. We need mirrors that tell us it's not our fault. That it's not our fault that we can't do all the things because we don't all have all the resources that we need. We need mirrors to tell us how important we are to each other and how every single human being matters. So be a mirror. Don't hold back. Thank you.
Thank you, Leah. Mm, these meditations really went deep today. I think it shows us what depths we have, and how we are connected, how we are one. Maybe that's part of the lesson in the pain for us
Mm-hmm.
all. It if we weren't so connected, then it wouldn't hurt so much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like losing a part of ourselves when we lose people.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
Well, thank you all for joining us this evening and
Mm.
going through some of this with us. I hope it's helpful. And, of course, if
Yeah.
you want to support the show, please visit the Patreon link. And we will be back next
Mm.
week exploring
Yeah.
the dimensions of the heart. So,
Keep weaving your own golden threads and the golden threads of others. Thank you, everyone.
breathing. Good
Mm.
night, everyone.